The problem is you have to remove the drive shaft in a newer model car like this that has this very large nut where it connects onto the differential. And there's really three problems here. First, the drive shaft wants to spin, and holding it with a screwdriver or pry bar like this can be very difficult. Plus, it requires two people, and the guy holding it can get his fingers pinched up against the bottom of the car. It also prevents even worse methods, such as holding onto the drive shaft with channel locks, which should never be done. It can damage the drive shaft tube that can then lead to failures while operating the car. Second, the wrench wants to slip on the nut. This currently available tool fits very loosely on the nut. And because of the high amount of torque that it requires to break this loose, the person can easily slip and fall if it combs over like that. Third, you need a special breaker bar and or torque wrench with this square drive type adapter in order to use the currently available tool. The solution is the AGA Drive Shaft Holder, wrench, and torque adapter. First, we have the drive shaft holder. It's designed with sliding mounts like this, so it fits many models of cars. Also, the fork in it slides onto the drive shaft like this and firmly holds it in place. Let me show you how in the car. If your drive shaft is rotated like this and needs to be turned in order to install the tool, you can use the AGA park release tool. It has a lever that connects to the park release on the side of the transmission, and a release lever right here. Pushes in, squeeze, and now the drive shaft freely turns. But more about the AGA park release tool in a different video. First, you remove the factory center support bearing bolts like that. Then you remove the two bolts that are longer than stock that are stored in the tool right here. Insert it over the drive shaft flange and push it up. Now slide the bracket into position and install left and right side bolt. Now tighten the two bolts to the chassis and then the flange bolts like this. Now the drive shaft is firmly held in place by the drive shaft holding tool. Another very significant thing is the center support bearing is not getting side loaded, which can easily damage it, from the force of the screwdriver or pry bar up against the floorboard. Second, we have the AGA drive shaft wrench. The nut fits very tightly to the wrench, unlike the currently available tool that has a lot of play. It's much wider in cross section, and the engagement area where all the load is almost twice as wide as well. Plus, it's made out of high quality tool steel. These changes prevent the wrench from slipping and the person from falling on his butt. Third, AGA Tools have made this torque adapter. This torque adapter eliminates the need for you to have the very expensive stall wheel style breaker bar, and also the extremely expensive torque wrench. The torque wrench that goes up to 200 Newton meters is very, very pricey, and it uses this 14 by 18 millimeter rectangular drive. Having the torque adapter allows you to use a standard breaker bar and or any standard type of torque wrench that you already have, and you can use it for multiple applications, such as the M3 tool and all different types of tool. Mercedes-Benz have some similar, and so on. One very important thing to note about the AGA Torque Adapter is because it extends out like this when installed onto the torque wrench, it multiplies the torque by a factor of 1.2. So this means that when you have all the components connected, if you set the torque wrench to 100, it actually torques to 120. Having the AGA Tools Torque Adapter allows you to use your already existing torque wrench and adapt to the 14x18 rectangular stall wheel drive. This specialty type tools is used in many different applications and on many different brands. This AGA set of tools allows you to easily remove and install this very tight drive shaft nut only with one person and in a much safer manner. To get your set of tools and for more information, please visit agatools.com. As always, thank you very much for watching, and please remember to subscribe.